States. It's Mark from the United States.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Mark from the States, how we doing today? I'm doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. Thank you so much for coming back. We all know what today is, of course. I just got done watching some wonderful coverage of the ceremony out there and Normandy and emotional stuff. Might be able to get to watch some of that with all of you if I'm able to. Today we're going to watch King Charles's speech from yesterday at the D-Day 80th anniversary event, and hopefully we'll do another video of Prince William and his speech. I haven't seen these, so I'm looking forward to experiencing them with you. I'm sure a lot of you have seen them, but I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with me today. I want to read something from General Dwight D. Eisenhower before we get started today on this video. And I always like to read this every year, just as a reminder of the courage, the bravery, the just absolute guts that these young men, I mean, these are just a little bit older than Cooper, these men who most anticipated this was it, that their life would not be any longer than after tomorrow, or today, I should say. Just amazing courage. Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you're about to embark upon the great crusade towards which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. In company with our brave allies and brothers in arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well trained, well equipped, and battle hardened. He will fight savagely. But this is the year 1944. Much has happened since Nazi triumphs of 1940 and 41. The United Nations have inflicted upon the Germans great defeats in open battle, man to man. Our air offensive has seriously reduced the strength in the air and their capacity to wage war on the ground. Our home fronts have given us an overwhelmingly superiority in weapons and munitions of war, and placed at our disposal great reserves of trained fighting men. The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory. I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck, and let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great, noble undertaking. Sorry. It's hearing that and reading that, it's just here. I can just trying to, which is impossible to try to put yourself hearing this for the first time, knowing you're getting on a plane, or the next day you're getting on a boat to cross the channel, and most of them are thinking this is it. I have basically come to grips that this is my fate. This is where my story ends. We're talking kids, 16, 17, 18 years old. some older, of course, but just remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. There'll never be others like them, and it's it's off. It's just amazing. Come sit with me. Let's get into today's video. This is King Charles from yesterday, and I'm excited to see this. I really am. So let me get going here. Here we go.
Their Majesties, the King and Queen.
Ladies and gentlemen, 80 years ago today, Field Marshal Montgomery, Commander-in-Chief of the Allied Ground Forces, wrote in his message to all soldiers on the eve of D-Day, "To us is given the honor of striking a blow for freedom, which will live in history, and in the better days that lie ahead, men will speak with pride of our doings." Today we come together to honor those nearly 160,000 British, Commonwealth and Allied troops who, on the 5th of June 1944, assembled here and along these shores to embark on the mission which would strike that blow for freedom and be recorded as the greatest amphibious operation in history. Those who gathered here in Portsmouth would never forget the sight. It was by far the largest military fleet the world has ever known. Yet all knew that both victory and failure were possible, and none could know their fate. Aircrew flying overhead, sailors manning warships, or troops in assault craft battering their way through the stormy swell to the shore, whether dropping by parachute, landing in a wooden glider, or taking that terrible leap of faith onto the beaches. All must have questioned whether they would survive and how they would respond when faced with such mortal danger. The poet Keith Douglas, who was killed in action 3 days later, wrote of the embarkation. "Actors waiting in the wings of Europe, we already watch the lights on the stage and listen to the colossal overture begin. For us, entering at the height of the din, it will be hard to hear our thoughts, hard to gauge how much our conduct owes to fear or fury." At this remove, 8 decades later, it is a near impossible task to imagine the emotion of that day. The pride of being part of so great an enterprise, the anxiety of in some way not coming up to scratch, and the fear of that day being their last. I recently myself spoke to veterans who, to this day, remember with such heartbreaking clarity the sight of those many soldiers lying on the beach who drowned before they could even engage in combat. The stories of courage, resilience, and solidarity, which we have heard today and throughout our lives, cannot fail to move us, to inspire us, and to remind us of what we owe to that great wartime generation, now tragically dwindling to so few. It is our privilege to hear their testimony, but our role is not purely passive. It is our duty to ensure that we and future generations do not forget their service and their sacrifice in replacing tyranny with freedom. Our rights and the liberty won at such terrible cost bring with them responsibilities to others in the exercise of that liberty. The Allied actions of that day ensured the forces of freedom secured first a toehold in Normandy, then liberated France, and ultimately the whole of Europe from the stranglehold of a brutal totalitarianism. And as we remember with humility, pride, and gratitude, let us never forget that the soldiers who fought in the campaign launched from this place came from 30 nations, from across the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth, and allied countries, while elsewhere in Europe, allied forces continued to make vital progress in their successful Italian campaign. And while halfway around the world, at that same moment, the critical battles of Imphal and Kohima raged on in what was then Burma. The 1944 Victoria Cross Roll of Honor includes Sikh, Muslim, and Hindu soldiers. A reminder that events that year shaped our world then and the society we share today. While it was the frontline troops who faced the greatest personal dangers, the privations and sacrifices of war were endured by so many more. The Allied victory was a truly collective effort, born of the fortitude and hard work of those who remained on the home front, toiling in factories, under our land in the mines, out in the fields, or working in secret, men and women alike. Their collective industry, ingenuity, and commitment helped our soldiers, sailors, and airmen to prevail. So, as we give thanks for all those who gave so much to win the victory, whose fruits we still enjoy to this day, let us once again commit ourselves always to remember, cherish, and honor those who served that day and to live up to the freedom they died for by balancing rights with civic responsibilities to our country. For we are all eternally in their debt.
Yeah, nice. It's a great turnout. It's emotional seeing all the veterans there who can make it every year. Of course, that gets smaller and smaller of the ones who can attend now. Of course, 80 is a big year. So I guess 85 would be the next 90. I don't know. A lot of these men and women won't be around for that, and that's just sad. The thought of running out of the heroes that were there, the people who could share the experiences of actually being there, is getting smaller and smaller, and it's just, that tears me up. The speech was good. battling the wind, kind of haunting. The noise in the background almost sounded like shells bursting. Maybe it was. Maybe there was a sound, some sort of sound effect, but I thought it was the wind. But it gave me that eerie sound of shells bursting off in the distance. And the speech was good. I thought, well done. He looks good. He looks really good. So I'm happy for him and the family. Happy to see him out and doing these things. I just started thinking. Sorry, I was getting lost in just seeing those veterans. I love how some of them were able to stand. Some probably, it's probably not easy for them to stand, but there they are, showing respect. And just amazing people, all of them. Hope everybody's happy, healthy, and safe. Thank you so much for coming to watch this. I think I'm going to try to watch Prince William. There's a video out by the Royal Family Channel. Please go support them, of course. Links will be in the description. And just the whole deal. I got to see, did any of you guys see the parachuting yesterday? I thought that was pretty cool. How they had the reenactment of dropping paratroopers and stuff like that. That was really cool. Yeah, wonderful stuff. Sorry, I'm just having trouble finding the words right now. I just hear these speeches. I just got done this morning watching the events here on my TV about, there in Normandy, and it's just, gosh dang, it's emotional. So I apologize, being kind of lost of words. I hope you're all doing great. I really do. And thanks for coming and hanging out and watching this with me. Take care. We'll see you in the next one. All right. Bye.
Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark. And